Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Gonna raid some trails in Canadian bush with all these mosquitoes. Hi everyone, it's done. Okay, let's try this again. Hi everyone, it's Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Today we are in Beckwtth, Ontario, and we are at the Beckwtth Arena here, and we are doing the Goodwood Marsh Nature Trail. It's too windy. Sorry. I'm sure you can hear the wind in the microphone. Really bad. Sorry. The weather's a little bit overcast today, but that won't stop us. Come along for the walk if you got some time, and we'll show you what this trail is all about.
Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Darryl the Trusted Travelier. Gonna raid some trails in Canadian bush with Darryl the Trusted Travelier. With Darryl the Trusted Travelier.
Gonna raid some trails in Canadian bush with all these mosquitoes. On the particular day that I'm here, the bugs here are really super nasty. This is a bit of a bog area, a bit of a swampy area in here. So because of that, the mosquitoes out here are really bad. Today's weather is supposed to be a high of 22. It rained last night. It's kind of overcast today. So that's probably why the mosquitoes are a little bit heavier today than what they would normally be. And of course, I forgot to bring my bug spray. So, you know, keeping par with the course for me. I'm telling you guys, you need bug spray. Wild parsnip, something to be very careful of when you're out on these adventures. Poison ivy, another thing to keep an eye on out here. And actually, I believe that those are actually poison oak as well. So for the trail rating today, I'm going to do this in two parts. We're going to do one in the actual part of the park itself, and then we're going to do another one for the actual trail that we walked. For the actual trail, I'm going to rate that at a 4.2. The trail itself is not terrible, but it does need a little bit of work. You can see where there's weeds growing up in the middle, which cause you to have trip hazards. There are stones in the way. There is some rough gravel, so anybody that has some mobility issues, you can do the trail, but it would be rather difficult for you to maneuver around some of the obstacles that are on the actual trail. But the trail itself, if you have mobility issues, as long as they're not too severe, walking the trail is not too bad at all. And at the beginning of the trail, it would be very simple to take a mobility equipment with you if you had a walker or if you had a wheelchair. It is accessible and you can do that part of the trail. However, as you get deeper into the trail, the terrain doesn't really allow for smaller tires. There are some issues along the trail with poison ivy and as well as wild parsnip. We did see those along the trail, and that's something that hopefully they can kind of get a control of, especially when you talk about children walking on this trail. This trail is pet friendly, and at the beginning of the trail, they do supply the stoop and scoop bags if anybody needs those. One of the other drawbacks I find to the trail is that there's no benches for people to sit on while you're walking the actual trail itself. So if you need to take a break, you have to be a little bit more strategic about where you're going to take your breaks. There is only a bench at the very beginning of the trail, and at the very end of it, there is the benches that is at the actual park itself. But other than that, the trail itself is not horrible. I just find that it's not completely user-friendly, and that's why I gave it a 4.2. For the park itself here, I'm actually going to rate the actual park at a 4.7, which is actually for me a very high mark. Just because the facilities are all here, it's very well maintained. There is so much for people to do here, and the usability for this this whole complex is amazing. Anybody can come and use the facilities here. There's a wonderful park here for the children. It is very safe and it is very nice to look at. It's well organized. There's even a splash pad here for the children as well, that they can play in the water. The play equipment for the children is very nice. It's got a very nice ground on it. It's got beautiful places for the kids to play on. They're gonna love it here. There's so much for them to do. There's so much for them to see. You can actually see it back in the background here behind me. And it's fairly large. It's not a small set by any means. So bring your kids here. They will have an amazing time just playing on the equipment and just being with the other children, especially now that the COVID things are starting to lift a little bit. We can start to get out in public a little bit, you know, with safety precautions, of course, but it's nice to be able to get the children out and socializing again. The actual park itself here is very well maintained. They do a great job of looking after the facilities here, looking after the lawn. There is an indoor facility here with a couple of indoor either soccer fields or volleyball net fields or whatever you want to use them for the inside, football fields, whatever you want to call them. And then the outside facilities here consist of many different soccer fields, many different baseball diamonds. There is a wonderful park here for children to play on. There is a splash pad here for the children to play on. And that's the reason why I'm giving it such a high rating, is because the usability of this complex here is amazing. There are plenty of benches, picnic tables, and garbage cans throughout the entire complex here. So finding those facilities will be very simple. There are restroom facilities here. There are night lighting here. There is plenty of things for people to do and people to experience here. There's a memorial here. There's like a war memorial. It it is just a wonderful tribute to the local people of this area, and I think that that's a wonderful thing that they've incorporated into this park. The parking spaces here are all very flat and paved, so accessibility is very easy to the parking here. This one's a little bit set out of town. That's really the only reason why I didn't give it a 5 out of 5, is because of its location. In order for people to get here, you have to drive. There is a trail that does connect to the town, but it's a bit of a lengthy walk. I mean, you're talking probably 3 or 4 kilometers to walk here from town. So it is a pretty substantial walk. So that's the only reason why I didn't give it a 5 out of 5, is just because it is a little bit of a downfall on its location. But other than that, the facilities here are amazing and they are wonderful. If you like what you've seen here today, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you again soon.